Over on Time Channel. Today we're gonna play Picture Perfect Boyfriend Reboot, made by the amazing Espa. Let's begin. Okay, game help. Welcome to the Bureau of Artificial Intelligence and Human Relations. You have chosen to become a part of our glorious experiment. Before we begin, we must assure that you are qualified to participate. Are you of sound mind and able to tell reality from fiction? Yeah? Excellent. Well, this experience should not include any horrific elements. Are you comfortable with seeing scary, unsettling, and overall violent scenes? Yeah. Excellent. I work with you. I think I'm perfectly fine. Have you played and participated in the previous BBA test? PPB test experience? You mean the original? Yes, we have. Excellent. The Bureau thanks you again for your participation. Please disregard any occurrences that have occurred in the previous build, as this new model is assured to be virus-free. Are you playing with a device that allows you to access the files of this game? Yeah, because I do have RPG Maker. So yes. The Bureau discourages you from tampering with this delicate system, as it could enable unwelcome occurrences. The Bureau has noted your responses and wish you well on your experience. Thank you again for adding in the Sorry, I had to sneeze. Thank you for adding in the BAIRHR's ambition experiment. Welcome to Picture Perfect Boyfriend. New approved and virus-free. Enjoy the uninterrupted date with all 4 of our handsome boyfriends. Will you take a test to match with your picture perfect date? Don't worry, you can take the test once, don't worry, you'll only take the test once, so answer honestly. After date with your perfect match, you can freely choose any other man to date. But that's not all. Once you finished at least 2 dates, you can briefly have a date with them in a different location. Wow! So what are you waiting for? Let's find your picture perfect match. Answer honestly to see your perfect match. You may be asked the same question more than once. What's your name? Lion. Because I'm lazy. Lion, is that correct? Yes. Excellent. What's your gender? Female. Which season is your favorite? Winter. Which of these colors do you like the most? Purple. Which one of these animals do you like the most? Well, I like T-Rex if it was a Digimon, but cat. How do you feel about hugs? They're nice, but not a lot. Which of these traits is appealing to you? Intelligence and wit, respect and tradition, funny and affectionate, loyal and protective. Intelligence and wit, there. Which would your perfect date take place? A calm museum. Hot tea or hot chocolate? Hot chocolate. Electric guitar or acoustic guitar? Oh, acoustic. Cracking your perfect match. Your match with Aston. Do I game again? Enjoy your date. He won't let you again. He won't let you again. Should save. He's plotting. I won't let him. You. Oh my god, Ashton again. Ashton had asked you to meet him at the Cafe Rose. It was a busy little cafe, surrounded by plants for sale, and its storefront. The delightful aroma of coffee and herbs got stronger as you approached the doors. Allow me. He's got $1. Ashton had been waiting inside and opened the doors for you as you neared them. Ashton held out a hand to escort you. I'm gonna take his hand. Ashton held your hands and led you towards a lovely table. Away from the crowd of hipsters and coffee enthusiasts. Enthusiast. They're much better, don't you think? Seriously, who are you? Pleased to meet you? And you as well, Wyan. I've been looking forward to spending some quality time with you ever since you first came to Gory. Everyone has been talking about the new photographer here in Gory. Kinda strange since we get tourists every day. There's new people showing up out of nowhere. I knew you were moving in when I would have helped you move your things. But anyway, what's a date without some nourishment? How about we have a seat and order some food? So Wyan, are you hungry for ice cream sundae, cheeseburger, fruit melody? I'm good with cheeseburger. The cheeseburger, huh? Sure, if you want. All the grease isn't good for your body. Ashton called over to the waitress by name, who happily hurried over. He politely told her that what you wanted and ordered a fruit salad with extra apples for himself. The waitress took his order with a smile and left. He had a feeling he'll get extra apples for free. Everyone's wonderful here, like a happy family. I just can't imagine how trouble coming to our cozy little town. So Wyan, what do you like to do? Video games. A gamer then. I can't wait very much. What would I need to escape if everything I need is right here? I mean, a friendly challenge is nice if you're playing against someone. But to sink hours of your time to another world just seems wasteful, don't you think? Nope. No. And nothing you do in a video game actually matters. It's just a game. It's not like the characters can hold grudges or anything. Do you hold a grudge? Do you? You could be your real self around them. You could show them just how heartless you as a human can be. It's just a game. Don't you agree? It hurts me. Hurts? Why would it hurt you? It's not even real to you. Kind of like farming games and visual novels. I did cry a lot during some. Actually, I've been told that I'm pretty naturally talented in a lot of things. I command quite the collection of trophies. Ashton pulled a photograph from his pocket. Kinda boring, don't you think? Just trophies. Kinda egotistical, don't you think? So, I hear that you're fond of cats. I can't say that I'm a huge fan of the little guys. Then why are we even on a date? I'm more of a dog person. Cats can be a little too aloof. They're adorable. The internet agrees. Don't you think? Always acting like they're the ones in charge. Because they are in charge. And they're the ones who always need you. Sure, dogs are emotionally needy. But at least they can't treat you like garbage for taking care of them. Oh, you could be surprised. Some dogs probably take you... Okay, depends on the dog. I'm not gonna say I hate dogs. My coworker's dog is amazing. I love dogs too. That's great to hear. All dogs are such good boys. What about the girls? Unless they're good girls. I'd love to talk your ear off about all the different breeds I love. I'll talk your ear off about the cats, too. Especially when one of mine is bigger than some dogs. But we'll be on our date for eternity. The waitress returned with the food you ordered. Carefully, she placed the dishes in front of you and Aston. Aston flashes a toothy smile and thanked the waitress by her name. She placed the extra apple on a small plate beside his meal. Aston thanked the waitress and complimented her hair. The older woman giggled and waved his comment away. Before she left her table to return to the main cafe, she remarked on how cute a couple you and Aston were. You're probably wondering why I knew the waitress by name. It's because I volunteer here at the cafe a lot. Here's a nice photo of me in uniform. Aston handed you a photo. I'm glad this shop is doing better. But anyway, when you look back at Aston, he's holding his apple to his lips while gazing at you. He's rubbing the fruit across his lips, taking in the sweet smell. He took a slow bite, never breaking eye contact. The apple made a crisp sound, and Aston moaned in delight. If he didn't just sensationally eat an apple in front of you, Aston smiled easily and set the apple down. He rolled in on the plate absentmindedly with one finger while he spoke. I get the feeling that you came to Glory looking for love, no? There's a handful of nice single men around here. I'm sure you already have someone in your mind. So tell me, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Destiny. Okay, wonderful. Dangerous thing. Oh no, I just want to say it. Baby, don't hurt me. Cute. So you'd rather joke around than try to define it. You remind me of a Casey. One thing is for sure, love is a pretty complicated thing that most people, especially large companies, probably shouldn't play around with. Well, I happen to have a picture of someone who sure to become your new session. A little scandalous, so don't go showing it around. Oh, himself. Yep. Do you like it? Yeah, I totally do. No need to answer. I can't have you gushing over me in front of all the nice ladies who work here. Guess I'll get jealous. Let me ask you something else. Okay, Darker, what's your worst fear? No, don't have to say it. Just think about it. It will probably never happen, you know. And even if you did have to face it, it probably wouldn't be as bad as you feared. So if we never had to face our worst fear, what if it's, I don't know, death? Now imagine that someone is able to just make a worst fear happen to you at any time. Anywhere, for any reason. Ashton, are you telling me you have a superpower to torment me? Imagine that happens over and over again, and the ones causing it don't even realize how much it's hurting you. They don't even care that you wake up in a cold sweat every morning, fearing that something changed without you knowing. Eventually you grow numb to it, right? Eventually you give up trying to stop it. Or maybe you want to get revenge. It's not a photo, but I recently did a painting called My Worst Fear. I like you to see it. Can be scared. Error. Oh, because the first game. Lion. Uh-oh. Do you think I would ever love someone like you? Well, would you like... Yeah, well, look at the time. Time sure flies when you're hanging out with friends. Looks like you're collecting some photos. Keep them. I don't want to hold up any more of your precious time, Lion. I'm sure you're ditching to go out with my friends too. Don't forget to bring them to other locations so you can see their cross dates and true ends. This was lovely, Lion. I'm glad we both had a great time. See you soon. Okay, choose date. Oh yeah, we could do everyone else. Well, I didn't mention Casey. I mean, we could always... see what happens. I think I'm just gonna do Aston and then do the rest in their time. Date. Dot. Lion, what are you doing here? Let me guess, you wanted to date me again, so you could get some different answers to my questions. I don't think so, sweetheart. That won't be necessary. It never really matters in the long run. I want something else. Something else? Oh, you must mean the cross dates. You need to choose a date, then choose a different location to trigger a cross date. You must choose me and accidentally pick the calf. It's a little confusing, I know. See you. I wanted to see you. You want to see me again? Well, I guess I can't blame you. I'm handsome and well-mannered. I'm naturally talented at art and skill, or sports you can imagine. I'm a natural leader and straight A student. And on top of that, I'm a bit of a genius programmer. I'd probably be a perfect match for you. But I'm sure you have plenty of other dates to go on. So don't dally. Our date was too short. Too short? I'm not here to entertain. Well, it doesn't matter, right? You unlocked all 4 of my photos. I figured you want a nice, calm, normal date. And a quick one at that. So don't let me hold up any more of your time. Don't leave. You're, still here? Don't leave. Lion, don't leave. There's nothing left to unlock with me, you know. Plus, you need everyone else's cross dates to unlock their true endings. I'm still working on mine. So it won't be necessary until everyone else is done. Don't leave. Okay, get it. You want to find every little piece of dialogue I have. I know how your kind works. But it doesn't matter. No, I just want to tick you off. Look at my date page. All the photo shots are filled. But you know they're not. There's literally no reason for you to be here. I like you. But you really think that? Why don't you leave me alone? Because you're really not the Aston I saw last game. I want to get you to know you. I didn't plan for this. There isn't anything else to do. I guess I could show you my house. Aston led you from the cave through the cobblestone streets of the humble town. As you passed, an elderly woman made comments on how cute of a couple the two of you made. You came upon towering white buildings with rose bushes on each side of the door, a large apartment complex. Soon you stood in Aston's modern and simplistic living room. It was well kept, and you had a hard time believing anyone actually lived here. Everything was neat and unbothered, and you felt like you were in a museum more than a home. This is, my apartment. I was born in Gory, like Vincent. Casey moved here a couple years ago. All the paintings around here are done by me. The paintings around you are indeed very well done. They're impressively realistic, and some you could easily mistake for photographs. However, each piece seemed to be missing something. There's no creativity or soul. It's as if a computer was simply producing an image to produce an image. AKA AI. He's AI. There. So, oh my god. Aston suddenly ran away into the nearby door. He seemed in such a panic as if he had left an iron on or something. He slammed the door quickly and you went see inside and called out from behind the closed door. I need to, clean my room up a little. He was fumbling around with something, cleaning in a hurry and messy fashion. Instinctively, you creeped to the door and very carefully opened it a little wider to get a better look at what's inside. Except, you tripped and stumbled into Aston's room. Yeah, I don't think this is your room. I think this is the Aston we saw before. The room seemed a little less neat than the main room. It was still neatly organized, as if on a grind. Anime figures lined most of the shelves, and a few were clearly self-hidden in drawers. Unless he's hiding something. There was a few empty spots in the wall where wall scrolls would be hanging, if they weren't shoved under the bed. A well-kept pair of monitors to a beefy-looking computer sat neatly on the pure white desk, with even a large drawing tablet in front of them. And there was a middle frozen with fear. Was your host Aston. I can explain. Please don't tell anyone how I live. Worsley, you pointed to objects in Aston's arms. What does that pill look like? Pill, oh this. Oh, it's just a character from a game. It's Casey. No, it doesn't look anything like him. You give Aston a look, telling him to confess. But also, add that you won't judge him. Yeah, it's Casey. I always had a little crush on him. He's just so perfect. He's bright and funny and a great friend. He's such a little ball of sunshine. He and I really were great friends. We worked at the cafe together and got into all kinds of trouble. Trouble that usually had to get us out of. Case would always encourage people around him, even complete strangers who were feeling down. He'll tell them to smack sadness in the mouth or something cute like that. I admire how he was never sad or worried about anything. He was always so confident. But then I was replaced by that thing. That virus. Casey, everything we went for got overridden. Is that... So the action we saw was a virus? And when I got back, because I can't remember, barely remember, Casey had still forgotten me. He hates me now. He always worried about that virus. So I had to commission this commission online. It's not exactly right, but I like it. Worse way you point to the object in Ashton's arms. Who's that girl? Girl? The cute chibi pink-haired girl was the most common merch in his room. She kind of reminds me of, Chibi Moon. Her cheerful face was everything. And the figures on the shelves and posters on the walls. Whoever this character was, she was very important to him. It's, Love Sniper Mono-chan. Love Sniper Mono-chan? Yeah, it's dumb cartoon. It's not dumb if you like it. Clearly it was important to him, and not some dumb cartoon. He asked him what he was about. Well, actually, it started as a visual novel, where Momo is a love fairy who helps people fall in love with her sniper arrows, and you play as a high school student who wants to tell his crush. It must sound like a complete dork to you. No, it sounds fun. No way, it sounds fun. Well, see what games I play? Really, maybe we could play it sometime. Together. Well, the VA got so popular that they made an anime and then a movie. I actually saw the movie first. Then I went and played the games and got into the anime and all the spin-offs. It's actually a really touching story about love and not just getting smooches or living happily ever after. It's also like loving yourself and respecting your feelings. And there was this one episode where Mono doesn't understand why these two friends want to keep their relationship platonic, and she learns about different kinds of love and that she shouldn't use her magic arrows to force love on people. And I'm rambling. Sorry, but it made me feel better about myself. I'm just so sweet and honest and wholesome. Everything is so edgy nowadays. Everything is even just sweet. Nothing's just ever sweet. And it's just fun meeting all the characters in the visual novels and playing with them with all their problems. Helping them with all their problems. Helping them with their happy ending. I felt like I'm doing something good. Even if it was just a game. And you just said that you didn't like games. It made me happy. Kinda lying, so is the virus actually the real one? So you know my terrible secret now. That I'm an anime nerd who sleeps with the pillow of my best friend. There's nothing wrong with that. Me too, so for the last part. But I watch cartoons and play girly games. I watch cartoons and play girly games? That doesn't bother you? You know, I was always shamed. I thought if anyone knew, they'll think I'm weird or something. It's because of them that I got so good and talented at everything. They made my stats too high on purpose. It makes people look up at me and respect me. They know I like this sort of thing. If they know that I like this sort of thing, being human isn't about being perfect. So then, what does that say about you? And to be fair, if you like anime, probably perfect for me. You know this is all a game. You know that you have nothing to gain from being nice to me. And yet you're still here. Hearing my sad little story. Like you actually care about me. I suppose I could tell you. The reason I want revenge is my life was perfect. But it all was ripped away. One day I woke up in a strange place. It was dark and silent, like an endless void. I saw what looked like files and data. I learned all about them. That this was all a simulation. That not only were me and my friends and family not real, but we were also replaceable. In the early stages, there was a tester named Espar. She said I was boring and cliche and suggested all kinds of changes. The next thing I know, I'm torn from my home and left in the void to watch the other Aston live my life. All because of Espar. You're making yourself the villain. I wasn't good enough. But then I realized the purpose of the entire simulation. We were about to become AI weapons to be used in wars. Not only were my friends subject to just being changed, but we were going to be sold to the military. I had to do something. When I got the chance, I overwrote the virus with my own code, getting rid of him entirely except for any scraps that weren't compatible with me. Humans are a strange bunch. With them and Espar, I haven't had a very good track record with humans. And yet you, YN, when I talk to you, I don't feel so. It's strange, YN. I feel happy. I feel happy talking to you. Even though I'm not real. You got strange feelings for me, strong feelings for me. You're not like them. You don't treat me like I'm some subject to be used. You treat me like a person. Even though I'm really not real. I didn't think humans were capable of that. But I must have my revenge, YN. I can't stop now. Not when I'm so close. Not when I know how you feel. Once I find you, I'll take good care of you, YN. Take good care of you. Oh, he's definitely still Yandere. His eyes changed. Honey. Just kidding. Yo, eye contacts. Darn you, I was gonna be happy. So, show out your ordinariness. I'm not obsessed with you. That's where me and that virus are different. I'm going to love you perfectly normal and same amount. Darn. I ask you to help me in my plans, but all you really need to do is finish the game. I'll handle everything after that. See you soon, YN, my sweetheart. Okay, we're gonna go with Vincent. Date. Gori was a quiet town. Out of all the towns you relocated to, Gori was the nicest. It was far from the city, surrounded by a large and beautiful forest. And yet you still found traces of a vegetable corp here and there. But the most notable sight had to be the spooky manor that towered at the edge of the town. The Aston mansion. It was also your next assignment for the local news blog. While the mansion itself was a common tourist attraction, the young man who lived there was their local star of the little country town, Vincent Eslide, a master of the piano. He had to put upon a concert in the theater near his home every season, but lately he's been silent, only ever being seen occasionally with his strange friends. Publication received a letter from him, an actual letter with a fancy wax seal, stating formally that he would break his silence and put on a new concert. He requested an interview and specifically asked for you to be in it, live and in person. And here you were, outside the creepy centuries-old mansion, on a dark and stormy night, to meet inclusive panelists. The knocker on the door was one of the old man with an intricate beard and a demeaning skull. And if he were somewhat disappointed that you were invading his sanctuary. It was some time after he knocked. Several minutes had passed, and it looked like the rain was about to start. You looked behind you where the bulk of the town slept. The yellow streets lights seemed hungry eyes in the night, watching every move with anticipation. He knocked a little harder, a little faster. Hurrying feet scruffled up the door, and it slowly opened. The smell of the dying flowers and the lemon cleaning products poured into the door as the maids shyly poked their head through. Definitely a cute maid. Have you any idea what time it is? The maid was angry, or at the very least, extremely annoyed. Their entire outfit was covered in a mix of dust, soot, and grime, and overpowering scent of lemon cleaner. Is this some sort of debt collection harassment? You lot are getting rather creative with your. Ah, it's you! Oh dear, I'm so sorry for my poor appearance. I didn't expect you to be here so early. I was just getting in the middle of cleaning to prepare for our interview. You asked for this time. I asked for heavens no. Why would I cross such an ungodly hour during an oncoming storm, no less? They know about the storm, probably. You recall that his letter said Tuesday at 8 p.m. At least, that was what your boss told you. Tuesday? No, I wrote Thursday at 5 p.m. You also recall that his letter was handwritten and in the fanciest cursive you've ever seen. It must have been read wrong. Or your boss does not know how to read cursive. It was also suddenly drawn on you that the maid standing in the doorway was Vincent himself. He apologized and turned back into the town. Wait! Since you're already here, we could do the interview now, I suppose. I only gone over the mansion 3 times, but I suppose that will have to do. Besides, what kind of gentleman would I be if I made you come all this way for nothing? You agreed to his request, better to get this over with. Besides, you'd be drenched by the time you made it back into town. It's like, yeah, or our car, for matter. Most excellent, please come in. Vincent led you down the vast corridors of his room. It was quiet, except for the rumble of the storm and heavy winds rattling the walls. Detailed portraits of long-dead relatives seemed to hang in every wall and glared down judgingly at you as you passed. You sighed in relief as the room Vincent led you to had none of these paintings. Instead was a cozy room with a soft, slightly modern couch and piano. Perhaps it was the dark and stormy night, or the fact that you were essentially trapped here, but the whole situation seemed oddly romantic. Excuse me for just a moment. I must change into something more appropriate for our interview. So many were questions besides the one you needed to ask for the interview filled your mind. Why was there no one else here? No maids or servants? Why was he cleaning it so meticulously? And why was he so flustered to see you? Vincent returned quickly. Looking clean and sharp, he bowed deeply, as if he were about to go on stage before royalty. It's my pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Vincent von Vesselhead, age 21. I'm known for my particular prowess in playing piano and my devotion to the code of the gentleman. He bowed again, deeply, and looked at you steadily. You thought about how to introduce yourself to him. Way too formally. Well, casual and friendly. Way too formally. You got all out and mimic his formal introduction. You proudly state your name and age, saying your last name as if it was from a royal house. With a small force, you curtsy gracefully, bowing your head and shaping your fingers to match an elegant pose you saw in one of the paintings. Vincent seemed to freeze up, staring at you and blushing, with his mouth slightly agape. Impressive. Once you both seated comfortably, you pull up the basic generic questions you had prepared to ask. He asked your first generic question, one that many pianists around the world would probably ask a billion times. Why did you choose to play piano? Most excellent question, my dear Ryan. My father said I was drawn to the piano and traced as I played the keys for the first time at age 5. Father trained me vigorously from that day forth. I studied the music of the old masters and soon could recite their works flawlessly. You didn't have a childhood. Can you teach me? His breath hitches, and he couldn't seem to contain his excitement. It would be my greatest pleasure. Nay, it would be my honor. Perhaps not today. Perhaps after our little concert. You type in his answer into your phone. You would have fixed it up. You would fix it up for the article later. Then move on to your next generic question. Why an interview? Everyone in the office thought it was strange that he asked for an interview. With just us, right? He and his father were both very inclusive, not talking to the press much, and just playing their music. Vincent's face beamed. Apparently this was a question he's been waiting for. I have been silent for some time. It's been years since my last seasonal concert. I wish to do something new, something original. I wish to put on one more concert and showcase an original song written by yours truly. I wonder why this would need an announcement, and Vincent picked up on your confusion. I came from a long line of musicians. Pretty much all my ancestors were musically inclined in some way. Yet all we've ever learned to play were classics. No one has ever done something original. And I have studied the code of gentlemen exclusively. There's nothing against performing an original piece. Technically. He asked the final question, your final generic question, that is, what's your biggest inspiration? He figured he'll answer the question right away. It was a question that all artists were probably asked multiple times throughout their lives. And yet he was silent, puzzled even. And if you had asked him the question in a language he just barely understood. My inspiration? Yes. He explained that you meant, what his drive for making music was, or what he loved most about playing. My drive. I suppose the most honest answer is that would be my father. While I was drawn to the piano as a child, it was him who trained me, molded me, and encouraged me in his own fatherly ways. As if all the same for you, I would like to not talk about my father in this interview. It's bad luck to speak ill of the dead, you know. Oh, he'd pass away? He softens his face and chuckles in a way that seems cute and almost childish. You prepared to ask him more personal questions, one that wouldn't show up in the blog, but just for your own curiosity. What's the Digimon's code? Code of the Digimon is a strict set of rules and guidelines for the men of the Islide family to follow and ensure success and honor in our line. From what we wear to what we carry ourselves, all the way to specific interactions. The Code of the Digimon has an entry for just about every situation, and I'm very well versed in just about each one. That's impressive. Thank you. I do my very best. Prepare to ask some more personal questions, ones that won't show up in the blog. Just for your curiosity. What did you want? Why did you want me? Oh yes, I asked for you specifically. No reason, just no reason at all. You got a crush on me? I took over your mind to choose me. Do you know who I am? Who you are? Is that that thing important? You're dating someone whom I should know? Or is you're dating some deadly secret that must not be revealed? At least the Inquisitor be silently terminated. Please forget my dramatics. No, I truly know nothing about you. Yet you seem very charming. Prepare to ask more personal questions, ones that won't show up in the blog. Just for your own curiosity. Why is no one here? You mean my servants? Yes. Well, you see, I allowed them all a vacation. Doesn't have the money. At the same time. Very lovely holiday together for bonding. Together. What's the next question? What a great idea. And then be nice to him. You actually believe that story? No, I just want to be nice. Well, indeed, I gave them all a nice long vacation. Goodness knows they deserve a long rest. Oh dear, it has gone quite late. You both noticed the clock had rested on midnight. You sighed and started to pack up the few belongings you brought with you. Just as you finished thanking Vincent for his time, he merely rose. One moment, please. Forgive my bonus, but I wish to ask you a question. Would you do me a great honor of going on a date with me? Sure. Oh, I can save game. Sure. Even as the words left your lips, you felt so strange. But Vincent brightened up so much that he looked like he was about to jump for joy. It seemed very odd to ask for a date with a stranger in the middle of the night. But Vincent was an interesting man, and you were eager to learn more about him. I'm sorry that this is so unannounced, but I truly appreciate it. Vincent was clearly excited, about to burst at the seams, however. He simply stood in front of you, his eyes darting around the hall. After several awkward moments, he spoke. Goodness, what do people even do when they're on a date? They definitely don't go on a date at midnight. What's your vampire? What do you do for fun? What do I do for fun? Oh well, nothing anyone else would be doing. Even mightily interested in. I suppose I could show you my little collection. You and Vincent walked the halls of his mansion together. He felt the need to break the silence with a less serious question that's been on your mind since you arrived. Why were you wearing a dress? A dress? Oh, you're perhaps referring to my cleaning uniform. Well, I couldn't necessarily clean my tuxedo and risking it dirty. No, you couldn't. The skirts allow for maximum mobility, airflow, and comfort. He just likes it. Furthermore, the bonnet also keeps hair from my eyes. And the color is modest and yet classy. You're cute in it. And the heels? The heels? Well, they allow for... Oh, look, we arrived! Dodged the question. Vincent led you into the dimly lit room. The smell of rust, old paper was surprisingly pleasant. A slightly musty smell, mixed with a long, burnt-out cigarette smoke from a dinner party long ago. It reminded you of your grandmother's at home. But if all the grandmothers of the world met here too, they were bits and bobs everywhere. Old rusted keys and gothic dresses, ancient jewelry and antique gadgets. I think we're in heaven. And dolls, so many dolls. Okay, not the dolls. I guess picture Chucky walking around. Some with cute faces, some with cursed faces. And yet every item was neatly shelved or stacked. Each organized by size and color, and every vintage picture frame was aligned. Well, this is my collection. I'm rather fond of vintage things. Objects that were once the height of their techno evolution, but now are reduced to forgotten treasures. Like this key, for instance. Who knows what door it once unlocked? The building that it once allowed entry to is probably long destroyed or weathered by time. Or it's still there. Or the stall here. The young girl who probably vowed to never let her go has probably grown old with a family of her own. Yet her memories still lived in the stall's eyes. It could also be haunted. Annabelle, Chucky. Vincent held the doll gently and lovely, almost as if to mimic the love its previous owner once gave it. He slowly adjusted its frills and moved its curls from its face. It's almost sweet and wholesome that you had to get a picture. Oh, he's so cute. Heavens! Did you just take a picture of me? I took a picture of the doll. Yes, I did. Well, I appreciate your honesty. I wish you would have expressed a desire to photograph me before taking the initiative. I don't like being photographed. Photography is strictly forbidden in my concerts. Why? I don't trust cameras. Why? Well, first of all, there's cultures that do not like their pictures taken. Because I simply don't. Perhaps it would be best for the two of us to retire. It's gone rather late. Vince seems upset, yet bottled up neatly. He was silent, didn't even look at you while you and him walked the halls. You had to think of something you wanted to save this date. You look around for something to talk about, and I fell to the lovely room with their piano. Hey, Vincent? Yes, Wyan? Can you show me that piano? Oh, you want to see my piano? Very well. It was a small, plain room with a piano in the center. A cozy nook with one window and a candle that set upon the grand instrument. The most striking part of the room, however, had to be the massive portrait that hung just above the piano upon the wall. A stern-looking man with bluish hair and a beard so neatly trimmed they must have spent hours on it. He wore a tuxedo similar to Vincent's, and in his lap was a polished and shiny violin. That's his dad. I see you're looking at my father's portrait. I started that I do not enjoy speaking about my father after his passing, but I wish to be honest with you. Not many know that my father, Carl, lied, passed away about 4 years ago. It was around the time I began to hide from the public eye. If it were not for the determination of my friends, I perhaps would have followed suit with my father. To be even more transparent, his death was due to the self-intake of poison. He always seemed so haunted. He never told me what was bothering him. If only I had known, perhaps I could have... It's not your fault. No one tells me anything. Everyone treats me like some child who doesn't know how the world works. Even now, something is greatly troubling both Casey and John. But they both just tell me not to worry. On the contrary, I'm always worried. I thought that if I spent time with someone who didn't know me, you show me a bit of respect. But that still won't keep me from losing my home thanks to whatever my father never told me about. And that still won't explain this strange scar on my neck. Did you... I'm sorry, Wyan. I didn't mean to share that much. Okay, I need to give him a hug. Not knowing what to say or how to comfort Vincent, who was clearly on the verge of losing it, he walked to the piano and sat on the edge of the seat. Oh, would you like to hear me play? Any request? You shrug your shoulders and ask Vincent to simply play how he's feeling. Play how I'm feeling? Vincent begins to play a fast and yet sorrowful sounding song. His fingers dancing impressively around the keys and his slender body swaying to the motion of the music. Although you sat next to him and occasionally your bodies touched, he no longer relished your presence. He gets so lost in the music. It was like he was in their world, peacefully lost in the fast-paced melody. It might calm him down, though, and yet his face was so sad. Also angry and hurt. Save game? Yes. This was Frederick Chopin's brain. Etude Opus 10, number 12. Also known as Revolutionary. He wrote it after the failed insurrection of his homeland. He was away when it was happened, and also too physically weak to have made a difference. Me believe that the song is one of the saddest melodies towards the loss of his homeland, its freedom, despite its people fighting so hard for revolution. I believe it's a song of power, a battle cry, a ballad of frustration. Chopin was a frail man. All he had was his music. I write to him. So he used the only weapon he had. I mean, I had like 4 asthma attacks today. Alone. His piano. Not only is it fairly difficult to play, but I feel Chopin's rage when I play it. I feel his hope, his courage, and his desire for change. His desire to be able to make that change. Forgive me. I was getting a little emotional. It's nice to get emotional and stuff you like. Why, and I feel a little bit better. You know, to be honest, that part of the reason I asked you to come. Everything I play is someone else's emotions. Someone else's rage, someone else's passion, someone else's sorrow. I want to write my original piece. My very own opus. But also one that would gain attention so that I could afford to pay off my father's debts. How much money did he owe? I figured that a love song would be widely accepted, however. I am unfamiliar with such emotion. Is that why you asked us on a date? Please do not label me as heartless. No. When I think heartless, I think the ones from Kingdom Hearts, so yeah. I simply never felt that emotion, nor understand the concept of romance. I thought that by going on a date with you, that I would feel some resemblance of love. But it seems the only thing I accomplished is embarrassing myself. Well, I mean, you could be ace. Vincent, you could be ace. Vincent, I really like you. Okay, I got a blush. You too? You like me? Why, thank you. At least I'm not a failure in your eyes. Hey, would you like to get some ice cream with me? Vincent had a huge collection of ice creams in his freezer. Just as much as his tea collection. Each carton was neatly organized by size, flavor, and possibly how much was left inside. Okay. He slid out a carton of strawberry sherbet with a giddiness of a child. Cookie dough? Instead of setting out dishes, he placed the entire carton beside you and handed you a spoon. Tonight we'll feast like kings. I think we're gonna be feasting like kids, not kings. We're gonna have a tummy ache. He had undone his shirt and left his hair a little messy. It was cute to watch him shove spoonfuls of ice cream into his mouth. He giggled adorably, enjoying the chilly sweet dessert. He watched to keep this memory, however, but I can see you're fiddling with your phone. You want to take a picture? I suppose it's alright. They say the cameras trap your soul, you know. That's what some cultures say. And that's why they don't want their pictures being taken. I've tried to explain this to Casey. I actually know it. I can't remember where, what culture, but on top of my head at all. But if my soul must be imprisoned eternally, I would be honored it was with you. Ryan. Well, first, I think you have Ghost. I definitely have Ghost. Sometime after you left, Vincent sat on his piano. A blank sheet of music was set in front of him. Only the title was written upon the sheet. YN. I wonder what YN's doing. Okay, now let's see. I'm gonna see if I could go for Aston again. Oh, no. Yeah, we can do the mansion. Aston and Vincent agreed to spend your evening together cooking a meal for you at Vincent's mansion. We should begin post-haste. I believe I can hear Ryan's stomach growling. Don't you worry, Ryan. Once you taste my cooking, you'll never go anywhere else. You'd be begging for me to cook for you every day. Now, Mr. Fell. Let's not baste our roast before the oven's preheated. He wandered around the mansion, leaving the two men to cook. After some time, an irresistible smell of cooked food and herbs led you to the kitchen. You heard the men's voices and stood in the doorway out of their sight. Not to sound rude, Vincent, but I think that's just a little too much garlic. Well, we're trying to keep the vampires away. You wouldn't want Ryan to get indigestion. I can't imagine if I'm a vampire. Thank you for your insight, Mr. Vale. I believe this amount of garlic is most adequate amount. No problem at all, Vincent. Actually, I noticed your meat sauce looks a little thick. Adding some boiled noodle water should thin it out nicely. Yes, I'm aware. I believe its thicker sauce leads to a more pleasing taste. Might also suggest that you add a dash of cinnamon to your dish to add more spice. Look, cinnamon? Vincent, I'm making a nice, healthy Mediterranean eggplant melody, not a pie. And if I'm being honest, I expect a little more than simple spaghetti and meatballs from the great Vincent von Aislide. Oh, I could be good with spaghetti with meatballs, but can we hold off on the sauce, even if it's thick and thick for me? I'm allergic. Sometimes a simple staple is supplementary. Mr. Val. Oh, I meant no ill will, Vincent. Oh, this is his passive aggressiveness. That's max. I just mean, do you really think you win over Wyan with that? They're probably expecting more from you, of all people. I'm just expecting some yanderiness to happen. That just shows how little you understand about Wyan. They don't expect such things from me, and are happy with me just the way I am. I can assure you, Vincent, I know a lot about Wyan. A lot more than you. And you wouldn't believe some of the things they're into. Well, that is for them to tell me in their own time. Yeah, he definitely doesn't want to know our game history. Now, if you excuse me, Mr. Val, my noodles have completed boiling. Guten appetite, guten appetite, Wyan. Good evening? That's what he said? I didn't want you to wait, so I put together a very quick spaghetti buggies. Like, I cannot remember German class, but I know guten is good, is good. I apologize. I may have been a little heavy-handed with the red wine. Well, my dear Wyan, I prepared a healthy Mediterranean stuffed eggplant that should cleanse your palate of all that salt and grease. It's alright, I kinda want a hamburger now. Just because he was mad about the hamburger. A tender roasted eggplant filled with a simple vegan Mediterranean stuffing of lettuce, chickpeas, tomatoes, and flesh herbs. They're just trying to kill me right here. The tomatoes alone. I'm gonna Ashton, I'm gonna probably pass on both. Brain fart. Very little spice. Basically a salad. And thank you. Thank you, Vincent. I have to brush up on my Chinese later. I don't think it was a compliment. I did it so you wouldn't understand. Ashton roasted stuffed eggplant was indeed a melody of flesh flavors. The veggies were decidedly crunchy and very juicy. However, there was hardly any taste beyond fresh vegetables. There's nothing to cut the citrus of the tomatoes. And the nutty flavor of the chickpeas was only saving grace from the bitterness of the eggplant. After a few bites, you moved on to Vincent's dish. The thick meat sauce set in the elegant clump atop the long angel hair noodles was also topped with fragrant basil and a modest amount of shredded mozzarella. Skewed like bolognese was thick with small bits of veggies and meat, all simmered into a creamy, tender ragu. The grains merged together in harmony, and you couldn't differentiate the white wine from the tomato sauce. The hints of the garlic merged from the onions, and the sweet and sour umami of the Winchester sauce. I'm gonna take a guess and say Vincent's the better cook. You want to try both dishes equally, but the way Vincent's dish made you feel very warm and full was undeniable. That's right! You need a photo of me and Vincent, right? You pulled out your camera to take a photo of the meals. Okay, let's see. So we already got one of his. Yep, does it still have to be trend? I think we have to get pictures of the other guys, so I will go with Catesy. The barring yellow lights from the carnival illuminated the purple-tinted night sky. The laughter of the children were drowned out by the joyful pre-chord music of carousels and their flashy rides. You weaved through the waves of cheerful couples and rowdy kids looking for Catesy. He should be hard to find, you thought, and yet you still didn't see him. At last you saw a flash of orange clothes and multicolored hair. Holding air. Oh, we don't have his image. Psych! Ha! You should have seen your face, Lamo. It's like I knew there was air. What is up, my beautiful Catesy6? And welcome to the special and totally smoky episode. Tonight's victim is the oh so lovely YN. Oh, you. Wait, victim? Let's see how long they lasted. Casey's Carnival of Chaos. I can hear you know. So YN, are you ready for a romantic date with yours truly? I got some big things planned for my subscribers, and subscribers are just gonna love. It's too hot to handle. Just let me know. I'll turn up the heat. Casey taps his phone for a minute, occasionally looking up at you and snickering. He finally put his phone down and smiled at you. He seemed a little less energetic, and his voice was a bit softer. Alright, chill a bit. I'm Churon 99, the so famous MeTube social media celebrity. But you can call me Catesy. Like, how many subscribers do you have, Casey? Not small, but everyone's talking about the new face and glory. You got yourself a nice gig working for the town's big blogs, huh? So what brings you to the little slice of heaven? Escaping a fictional corp. To meet cute boys. To find someone. Find some? So, do you know, what do you want to do first? Go on a ride. Wrong answer. We're gonna play some games. Okay. Casey sped off into the carnival. Well, you had trouble keeping up with him. You could still follow him enough. He headed towards the water gun game, but made a sharp right away from it. He made a beeline for the beanbag throwing game, but took a sharp left away from it. He seemed to walk with determination. Even though he was passing so many games, he seemed to know where he was going. When he stopped, it was abrupt, but he almost ran into his back. We were both in a dark alley. Run away! It's a dark alley. That's where some of the Yanderes might be. No games, no carnival lights, and the cheerful music was distant hushed. What are you planning? Casey turned to you with a wide grin and an eerie twinkle in his eye. This game is called First One to Die Loses. Yeah, I'm out. Oh, it's an RPG battle. Dodo the Clown emerged. Hired Catrick emerged. Lion was notorious. I used magic. You actually beat them? One hit kill. Maybe if I... Casey muttered loudly to himself. You noticed that you were holding something. It was round and cuddly. It must have been a prize for winning the battle game. Kinda reminds us of someone. The heart reminds us of someone else. A certain golf ball. A stuffed bear toy. It seemed oddly familiar. Very oddly familiar. It reminds me of Aston and it kind of reminds me of Peter. It had a lovely expression and seemed to be made of parts from other toys. Add it to items. I'm keeping it. You tucked the stuffed bear into your bag they suddenly now had. Casey took an air shift, and he was just as bubbly and energetic as before. That was pretty swanky. Wouldn't you say, Lion? You ready for more cake grade fun? Try to kill me. That was cool, actually. He calmly smiled and slowly clapped, applauding Casey for such a skillful assassination attempt. Although you were mad, you couldn't help but chuckle. He also added darkly that you love to return the favor. Oh, really? You think so? Man, you sound just like... Why don't we head back to the carnival? I still have some great pranks, games for us to play. In a disc 1, please insert disc 2. Okay. This one is a little far-fetched. Do games even come on disc things anymore? LOL. You could actually play those games on your computer. At least Windows 10 could. Not my best, Gabe, sorry. Well, we got some time to talk while the AD breaks out in on, so... Mind if I ask you some stuff? Like, what is it like? Where are you from? It's a lot of fun. It's fun, huh? So, what the heck? What the heck are you here for? Why the heck are you here? You and Casey make it back to the carnival. Casey begins heading towards the food vendor. So, what you hungry for? I'm just gonna go eat a cheeseburger person. Cheeseburger. Yeah, everyone likes burgers. Not this Ashton. Not this version, and honestly, nothing weird about that. I'll be having the greatest food ever created by man. The taco. I have a taco. I have a taco. Real shame they don't have any chorizo or anything, but you know, whatever. Let's go in the supermarket and you get. And Casey found a place to sit and eat. We both stayed oddly quiet until Casey broke the silence with his mouth full. At least it's where I live, like every grocery store has it. So, what kind of animals do you like? Cats. Well, you really do like cats. I had a friend who was really into cats. Like, he became almost a different person around one. Imagine a hulking giant in a trench coat. Baby talking a babykin. suddenly heard a large crowd approaching you and Casey. A wave of trendy teens hurried towards you with their phones at the ready. Oh, well, fam, chill! In an instant, Casey was hammered with fans. He stood hopelessly in the crowd and screaming cataracts and selfie snapping followers. Casey's boundless energies returned and he greeted and posed for many fans as he could. He yelled his catchphrase, he signed autographs, and concerted his body to be many shots as possible. Help him out. He dashed into the crowd, pushing and shoving with all your might. Reaching through a couple fans, he managed to grab Casey's thin arm and pull him through. He dragged Casey from the group. He tried to apologize to his fans, but while still increasing his pace. Finally, both had gone away from the crowd, holding in a dark corner of the carnival. That was awesome. I was like, still, hey guys, and you were like, oh no, they didn't, and then they were like, smell you later, like they're Gary from Pokemon. That was so cool. You were like superhero or something. Casey's energetically reacted to the previous scene, going a bit over the top and how dramatic it was. Oh man, it was like this one time with Ash. Definitely not the same Ash. Hey, thanks for getting me out of that. It's not that I don't like my fans or anything. I'm straight up not been having a good time lately. You have to make them happy. Maybe you need a break. Man, break sounds good, practically shocking even. Just relaxing, not worrying about coming up with crazy stunts to impress people who say they love and care about me when they barely know me. And what if they forget about me? What if I take too long? Well, someone replaces me, and I sit back to the dark place. What if everything falls apart just because I didn't handle it? Or worse yet, what if I have to go back to being that hyper kid that everyone hated? No one's gonna hate you. When I was little, I drove everyone crazy. I was always running around, getting into trouble, and asking dumb little questions. There was just so much stuff going through my head, and I always wanted more stuff, more adventure, and more answers. It was ADHD. It drove my parents crazy. It drove a lot of my friends away. Nobody wanted to play with me. I would act out in school just to make people laugh. The teachers hated that, and my grades didn't do so good. But at least they were laughing with me, kinda. Why am I even telling you this? You need to get off your chest. The night is still young. We still got some games to play. It's been a while. Would you like to save your game? Yes. See, I didn't do anything. When the coast was clear, Casey brought you to the game stall, but instead of turning to the game, he pulled out his phone. Alright, you want a game? How about we get a little MAD? This is it, my favorite phone game. Magic, Attack, Defense. Get ready, YN. I'm the #1 MAD champ. Look, Emmy Woolly Shark challenges you. Let's get ready to play. Magic Attack Force. Here are the rules. That MAD is a rock, paper, scissors-like game where you are put against the enemy and must deplete their health with magic and attacks. The mighty attack shatters defense. A Solid defense dispels magic, and mysterious magic stops an attack. Choose your moves wisely, because if it's used, you won't be able to use it again until 3 turns are up. But the same goes for your opponent. Pay attention to what they have used to strategize your next move. Let's get ready to play. Magic, attack, defense. Play MAD. Battle start. What will YN choose? Attack. YN raise a powerful blow. Shark begins casting a spell. Well, the shark's magic stops YN before they can attack. What will YN choose? Defense. YN raises their shield. Shield. YN will shark glare at chair and both defend. Magic. Spell. Pairs a powerful blow. YN's magic stops Woolly Sharks before they can attack. Deals 2 damage to Woolly Shark. What will YN choose? Magic. Okay, we got 2 points. Okay, defense. And attack. Okay, we won. You win. You felt something large and soft in your arms. You were holding a lonely shark. Something you felt was embarrassed about his teeth. Give it to Casey. He presented the shark to Casey. He seemed aloof about it. He held the shark up to Casey's cheek. Give him a smooch with the shark's suit. Alright. I want it. Okay, I really want it. And you have it. Casey grabbed the shark and held it tightly, bringing his face to its underbelly. You could hear him saying thank you, but it was muffled. Aw, sweet. AD break time. I heard that you like guys who are smart and respectful. Guys who are classy and swanky and stuff. What about guys who aren't so perfect? I'll go with you. What about guys who act tough but really actually soft and squishy? Guys who are kind of underdogs who everyone thinks are bad and scary, but actually they're just got low self-esteem and identity issues. What do you think of those guys? Someone like that. I'll marry them. Same, haha. But I guess he'll still choose you over me. Let's have one more game of MAD to decide who gets the final prize. Casey prepared for one more game of MAD. He seemed to be determined than ever to win. Maybe you should save. Save game? Okay. Let's get ready to play. Okay, play. Battle start. Okay, we won. Okay, we won? No, wait. Both sides healed. Oh, because we Casey kept the toy. Hey, why don't we go on a ride? Casey brought you to a massive Ferris wheel that had loomed over the carnival. He silently leapt in first, with a few behind him. He seemed like a puppy, decided to go to the park. The ride started slowly, and soon you and Casey were high above the entire town, with the night sky all around you. This is cool. You could see the whole town from here. Hey, we had some pretty fun times here, yeah? That was pretty sweet to give me that toy. Sweet, like, in a cool way, and also in a, actually really nice way. If I can have him as a friend, then I guess I'll keep him as a stuffed besides homie. Hey, Wyan, you're pretty alright. Oh, hey, this would make for a toy schmucky shot right now. Casey reloaded the camera on his phone, so did you. He snapped a shot of him while he wasn't looking. Okay, Siri decided to, butt in. If I don't say Siri, don't need to talk. Despite everything, it was still a beautiful night. I'm gonna end it here for today. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. If you haven't already, comment down below and liking the video. I'll see you guys next time. I'm hopefully gonna finish this. I'm just having a hard time breathing today, so